Hey all, welcome back to SSX 2012. I'm Insetic. With me on this video is Turo.
Hi.
And Zindictive.
Sup?
So, we started off World Tour, we conquered the Rockies with Zoe, but now we're headed up to Siberia with Alex.
Alright team, welcome to Siberia. This is a place where ice and industry meet head-on. The landscape here is like something out of a science fiction movie. It's an inhospitable, intolerant, and if you're not an SSX, an almost unrideable region. Mademoiselle Alex, Siberia is yours. Your target descent is Mount Beluga, but you're gonna have to work your way through the region first. You're gonna be riding over, under, through, and on top of some seriously tricky and wicked things. And to top it off, the ice you're gonna be going up against is 6 feet thick and just as unforgiving as it looks. Carving and braking are gonna be compromised here, so be sure to keep your ice axes close at all times. They are gonna be your best friends out there.
So, welcome to Frostpunk, everyone.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Welcome to Boris.
Boris, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of these, because obviously I didn't do the research, are like real mountains, you know, and such. Like, obviously Everest and stuff like that is real, but...
Yeah, I think the mountains themselves are real, but not like the runs, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, now, like, since Zoe is kind of the leader of the SSX group, every mountain range you go to, it'll start with, you playing as Zoe facing off versus the character you're going to be playing as once you get past that. Basically, to make sure you don't, like, just immediately start as a level 1 character, with the slowest tricking and racing stuff, and instead you start as Zoe, who, will be like level 4, 5, 6, so nice.
I see our boy Johnny Morgan is back.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
obviously we're talking over all of them, but if you get the game yourself, like, and you're playing World Tour, it's kind of nice. The pilots do talk to the characters and say something, kind of unique for each, drop you go to in World Tour.
It's pretty cool.
So I'm sure the pilot was like, yeah, Zoe, you're gonna be riding against Alex today.
Put him through the paces. Don't go too hard on him.
Yeah, next drop when I'm Alex for the first time, it'll be like, yeah, Alex, you're facing off. I'm making it sound like really generic, but it's nice.
No, there's thought and effort put into it. Also, man, I forgot how good the sunsets in this game were. In this level,
sunsets are
like
amazing.
in this mountain in particular, like sunset on this particular run is like the pinnacle of this game to me in my mind.
You wouldn't think a nuclear plant could look so good, but bro, look at it.
Like, that grind line is, like, iconic in regards to this game.
Yeah.
It's so good. I just realized that this song samples My Adidas by Run DMC. You can kind of hear him sing
I kind of hear that. Yeah. Huh.
I'm guessing they sampled a few Run DMC stuff for, like, the DLC or whatever, considering the tricky stuff and all.
Yeah. But this song was for the original... I think this was in the original, like, first SSX. I don't think this was one made for SSX Tricky.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Oh, shit!
There we go, tricking off the helicopter.
That is
fucking
cool.
Sick! You always remember, like, your first time tricking off the helicopter in this game. It's so cool.
And, like, when you land a big jump, like a big trick, and you see it almost like a shockwave goes across the ground out from you.
Yeah.
Like, again, oh my god, these games just do so many little things, like... that. And I'm glad you're here to appreciate the skyboxes, because Blank Test started to dip, but yeah, stuff like that. We can look around, and, like, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but also, when this game came out and more people were playing it online, and you were doing those online events, where it was, like, survive it down a track and you'd be doing lap after lap, you would see other people, kind of like Dark Souls ghosts, in real time going down it as well, and just that kind of interaction. But yeah, we've got Alex now.
Yeah, character backgrounds.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like how they give you
Dang.
little previews of future opponents.
Yeah, yeah. And also, again, with World Tour being really structured, they can have, boxes of kind of the information before each one. Like, it's showtime, Alex. Time to show you what you've got. Me and these other characters are going to be, with or like, Griff was spotted dropping on this range. It looks like you might have some competition versus him. Again, just
Yeah.
a small
I think
thing.
all the info, like pre-event info boxes are written from the perspective of Zoe.
Yeah.
Because they're all written in second person unless it's the first of the event where they're written in first person, like, alright, time for me to put Alex
Yeah,
through the
it's
paces.
from Zoe.
Yeah.
Also, this song is really good. This is also one of the more iconic songs from this game. I
Yeah.
think, is this the...
Iconic.
Yeah. Is this, No, this isn't Foster the People, I don't think.
No, this was
The Naked and Famous, I think.
Naked and Famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this song was just like a popular song back from 2012.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really remember the radio airwaves. This came out when I was, second half of my freshman year of college, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had, college to deal with.
Yeah.
And this game came out in, February of 2012, and I got it and
Yes.
played it for, a month or two, and then my old, Xbox 360 red ringed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
actually
still
kind of interesting. This game came out, I played it for, a month or two. My Xbox 360 red ringed, which was, the fourth or fifth time an Xbox 360 red ringed on me. I had horrible luck since they came out. And I was like, the only consoles I still have are my old PlayStation 2, and the only games I really still have are the old Extreme Sports games I played, and I'm bored. What if I started recording those and putting those on YouTube?
And now you're here.
And now almost 10 years later, I've come back. Yeah, no, literally. It went from playing SSX 2012 when it came out to starting my Extreme Sports Let's Plays.
Yeah.
And
You
now
can
we've
draw-
gone full circle.
This game gave you your life. Your
Whoa.
YouTube life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Man.
your
YouTube
very
life.
important YouTube life with your tens of fans.
Uh-huh.
Although let's be real. Tens of fans is SDC. You maybe have 100 fans.
Right.
You're moving up in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very slowly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I actually still have the same Xbox that I had back in 2010 that I got for Christmas because I convinced my mom that Kinect was gonna keep me fit. It did not.
Dang.
Dang.
But I still have that Xbox, and I
Yeah,
don't
no,
have the
every
Kinect.
time one of my, original model fat white Xbox 360s red ringed, we'd call into the Microsoft hotline and get it replaced with another fat white red ringable 360.
Yeah.
I now have a
Yeah.
Slim, so...
Yeah, I think I have one of the Slims.
I still have my original white X360. It has not red ringed, but the disk drive is just fucked. It gets stuck usually.
Yeah,
So-
that was a problem with the fat PS2s. That's what killed the very first video game console I ever had. My fat PS2, it stopped reading the blue-backed CD-based PS2 games, then it stopped reading PS1 games, and then it just stopped reading discs.
Yeah, and then you had
had
to
to trade
look
it
up
in.
on the internet for the blue disc and was like, oh, just put tape on it.
Oh, whew.
That's a solution.
I hope it wasn't.
It was.
I am not good with hacks like that. I had a scratched CD once and looked up and saw that you could, brush toothpaste onto it and fill that in, and I made such a mess.
At least you never ended up
And
trying
I think
to...
I scratched it harder.
At least you never ended up trying to find a way to play burnt discs on your PS2 and ended up with a mouthful of pen ink. That's a long story.
Oh. Okay, so I did show off, buying an alternate outfit and such. Again, they're just reskins.
Yeah.
And also, so yeah, you might have seen, for this mountain range, for most of them, on the peak, the event peak they call them, where it's basically the main tracks that aren't going to be danger tracks, that often there is kind of a top half and bottom half, where the bottom half is common to multiple tracks. Like, we will and have seen that, those power plants here on Siberia multiple times here, just because we're doing this back to back to back, and the bottom part is the same for all of these. But I don't think that's a really big deal, because especially, again, once you get past like World Tour, and if you're doing an online element or following the game's recommendations to go after like your Xbox or PlayStation friends' records and beat them and such, you're jumping mountain ranges, you're jumping parts of the world. So, you'll play one Siberia track, see it, but you'll jump then off to Antarctica or something, and so it's fine that these places have kind of like shared parts to them.
And even in the World Tour, you're gonna see those power plants like 3-4 times max, unless you want to go back and replay it for like a gold medal. But then you're moving on to the backcountry peak, and then you're moving on to the Deadly Descent peak, and then you're moving to another mountain.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to mention that because, again, it could be a thing of contention, like, oh, every track back in the original games was unique, I'd have to see the same thing multiple times. And to that I say, at least it's not SSX on tour. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always that game.
I've loved that shockwave.
Yeah.
It's such a good shockwave effect.
Yeah, it's like, how much effort did they have to put into code that,
Yeah. Like, people, like, I know in, like, racing games, like, the very intangible concept of, like, the sense of speed, such as, like, say, Johnny Mosley, like, a more drastic example would be, like,
Johnny Mosley for a racing game example? Dude.
Yeah, you're going 70 miles an hour, like, up a hill, and, like...
Yeah.
But, like...
It feels like you've accidentally got the game in slow motion.
Yeah. But, like...
Johnny Mosley, the ultimate racing game.
A similarly intangible concept is, like, the concept of weight. So, like, making things feel like they have inertia and you're, like, pushing them. And that's a great way to sort of, like, convey, like, an arcadey sense of weight. That you're really stomping your tricks by having a literal shockwave come out underneath your feet. It's just so fucking badass.
It's really those little things, like, reminds me of Pure, which, again, if anyone hasn't played it, you really should. It's a really great, arcadey ATV racing game where, like, if you boost and are really holding the boost out for a while, there'll be the sound of, like, a jet engine taking off. Mixed in with everything else going on, and it sounds really good.
Reminds me of Extreme G3, where you rather frequently break the sound barrier, and the game actually cuts out all audio, except for you, like, controlling your car, pretty much.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only quote-unquote downside to that is you do that pretty frequently, so, like, the effect, loses its luster, but still.
Yeah.
The first time it happens, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty epic.
So this you're getting right here, like, all those badges you get, plus what you get for beating the level, that's your money. You get that, and that's what you spend to buy things to upgrade.
Right.
As well as those geotags, which are... Do you want to explain what the geotags are?
Sure. Again, in the online component of the game, you're going down any course, and you can place a geotag if you have one equipped, and then other people will see it when they're riding down that same mountain range, that same part, and they can collect your geotag, and based on how long it's been active, you get, a range of credits. So you want to find sneaky places to put your geotags, which is why you'll find so many placed, like, off the sides of the map, and way out such. And again, it's nice to just find along the way, but geotags don't have a part in World Tour.
Oh, this song! This is the song I was talking about. I fucking love this song.
Yeah. We've got the gear for Siberia, which are ice axes. You saw in the intro, it could be really icy here, up to 6 feet thick and such. So the ice axes are maybe a little of a gimmicky novelty, not as used as much as, like, armor or, like, the wingsuits would be, but for really icy tracks like these, they will help you, turn, because you'll like try to turn, won't turn because it's super icy, and then your ice axe will dig in and let you actually turn.
Yeah.
So really, helps you keep your line. In these tracks like this. But we're also facing off versus Griff himself.
Oh,
it's kind of a minor thing. Yeah, it's definitely like a Disney Channel original movie kind of plot. Like Brink of, the rival snowboarder. We have to beat him. And it is kind of interesting that it's Griff Simmons, from SSX3.
Yeah.
The young kid, he grew up with an attitude and, betrayed the SSX group and is now the guy you have to beat.
I mean, he was the runt of the litter that no one liked. Imagine if they made Vigo the villain of this game.
Yeah, Vigo is the run of the litter. Because, I played Griff back, as SSX3 back in the day when I was, a 10-year-old kid,
Yeah.
I played as the 10-year-old kid. Then again, I played as, everyone. Because, again, SSX3 had really different, character costumes and accessories and such.
Yeah. I played as Mac, but for the same reason, pretty much, because he was still... In the first game, he was 15, which,
And, actually, you'll see this, but one of the DLC things for this game is retro character skins. So, for the 7 characters, staple characters, they'll get their skin from either Tricky or SSX3.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Griff just ate
You're gonna
shit
show
there.
off the other DLC things too, right? Such as okay, yeah, cool.
Mountain ranges
Yeah.
and such.
I remember one of the free DLC I think the free DLC mountain range was Mount Fuji, and that was pretty hard. But it was a pretty good mountain range, especially for free.
Yeah.
I think Fuji was a PS3 exclusive for a bit, and then got released free on 360. And then Mount Eddie was the paid DLC.
Yeah, I remember getting that mountain because I actually have it on PS3. So
I have it on 360 because I didn't beat this game until 2015 when everyone was already on their Xbox Ones and no one gave a shit.
Yeah. I think this game is backwards compatible, or downloadable for Xbox One and maybe PS5. So it's not like you have to dig out your old, 360 or PS3.
yeah.
God, I almost said PS4.
Oh,
God, I'm not. Yeah.
that retro console, the PS4.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
PS4's last gen, and that's sort of terrifying.
Yeah.
I was actually... Because I have Game Pass, and they have NHL 21 on Game Pass, and on Xbox Series S, the game really does load faster, and it's I played NHL 20 on PS4 a week ago, and those fucking load times was wow, this really was current gen 8 months ago. Jesus Christ. It takes 20 seconds to get into a game.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
So otherwise, before we get to the main mountain range, and also, actually, so with these in World Tour, you'll always see just one track be on, 2 of the 3 mountain ranges. There is only 1 track on the actual Deadly Descents, but, on that second mountain range you go to, there are other tracks than that. It's just they'll only give you 1 for World Tour. But yeah, that's where in Explorer you'll see a lot more of the tracks across the different ranges on the peak too.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out because it's why do I go to this peak only to go straight to another one? Sometimes it's also where there's several really unique tracks, which again I'll show off after all of this World Tour.
This whole area is encased in ice. It will give us the best vantage point to map out the optimal line for you. Copy that! Alex, you okay? For the moment! Hang on tight, I'm getting us out of here. I don't think you'll be able to get much of an edge down there, so keep your ice axes at the ready. One slip on that surface and you're done for. Okay, whenever you're ready. Okay, thanks for the ride! Alright, lots of danger on this this one, so concentration is a must.
Oh yeah. Now we're in some danger. I also like another like small thing. Yeah, on the actual Deadly Descent tracks, you see kind of those extra elements like the skull and, you know, how far you're down the track and such as, you know, kind of text along it as you go down. Another really nice touch. But this Deadly Descent will really test your ice axe skills as you know, have to go to the side of a huge crevasse.
Oh, shit.
And also, when you're doing the survive thing, you have limited rewinds, so you can't be falling off all the time. A thing about rewinds, always rewind a little bit further back than you think you need to. Because, if you rewind and are like, okay, I think this is enough, I really don't want to go back any further. Because they are like a penalty. You know, you do start losing points from your combo, or the other racers do keep going ahead. You know, you try to cut it off or such, you'll probably end up like not being able to save yourself, like making the same mistake and then having to go back further and basically, you know, spending double time. So like, that's just me saying to anyone who wants to play this game, like always rewind back a little further, just to be sure.
Definitely,
it's always the lead up,
true.
not the end part.
Yeah,
that fucking
save yourself. Give yourself enough time to save yourself. Yeah.
But it's like that. You know, you look up like the records or such for all of these, and it looks like someone's like in the Matrix or something is doing it perfectly. But it is actually pretty tough. You know, to be able to go through all this even with the ice axes and make it through.
Yeah, something of note. So you'll see those little lips around that don't look like rails, but while you will just automatically magnetize to the like designated rails, there is a button to magnetize to rails, and those like little like lips like that. You can
left
grind
trigger
on those. Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna get on this rail myself, but if I hold left trigger, the character will get on it.
Yeah.
Then actually, if you're on a rail you don't want to be on, just hit left trigger, like tap it, and you'll basically stop magnetizing to it and get off it. So you can just release it on those, or if you are on a designated rail where it put you on it automatically, hit left trigger and you can, you know, get off of it. Like, if I really wanted to fall into this pit and die, I could have hit left trigger and gotten off the rail. There.
Yeah.
If you just really wanted to just see your character plummet.
But for those kind of lips and such where you would need to hold left trigger to get on them, those are set up really well. Again, like, these paths and such are set up really well to minimize the danger and also give you cool opportunities.
Yeah.
So
fucking sick tricks.
We barely survived, but we did.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a real Deadly Descent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll just say I like the subtitle Deadly Descent. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also that trend in the early, I guess it's still sort of going on, of reboots that that just have the name of the franchise, which typically conflicts with the first game of that franchise. Really annoying.
Yeah.
There we go. Siberia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Siberia.
Now I got Patagonia.
Pretty nice, but next thing we go to, Patagonia, will be even crazier. That will introduce the wingsuits with some absolutely over-the-top levels. I think Patagonia is one of the craziest regions in the game, and that's where we'll be headed to next. So join us then.